My name is Joseph, and this is Organic Attraction. So I'm here in Istanbul, stood right in front of the Hagia Sophia. We won't do a history lesson today, but it's a very significant building. And what I'm going to take you through in this video is the methodology that I use to approach women in the streets, apropos of nothing, no drinks, no swipes, nothing like that, no friends introducing, no social circle, just organic face-to-face attraction. I feel like I might have stolen that phrase from somebody, but in this video later today, I'm going to show you how exactly to run your first session, how exactly to run a cold approach session, because I think it's something that's actually, it's quite an art form to run a session itself. It's quite an art form to run a session itself, and I've got a lot of experience doing this now in many different countries. And so if you're new to, if you have a desire to meet your future wife, the future mother of your children, in a way that is truly memorable, that is truly romantic, that truly separates you from the pack, in her eyes, puts you in a different category as a true adult man, right? In a world of little boys. If that's what you want, that's what you want for yourself, approach is the way to do it. Approach is the way to do it. My focus going forward on this channel is going to be organic attraction, so not just daytime, also nighttime as well, but it's all organic, it's all face-to-face. And I really like the word organic as well, because it obviously relates to nature. And what's the end product of all of this? What's the end product of all of this? It is for the human being to flourish and flower and build the next generation. Ultimately, that's the end goal of all of this, is to find the wife, to find the woman who's going to bear your children. I'm not messing around. I'm not messing around here. So that's what we're doing. So I won't ramble on too much longer, but if you continue to watch, you will see in this video how I start a session, the different phases of a session, and the different modalities that I use just to get myself in the right headspace. And then on top of that, we'll also do a quick breakdown as well. So this is the last video certainly I will do in 2024, and I think it's going to be the best. I think it's going to be the best. It's going to be the dawn of a new phase on this channel, a more focused phase where I'm actually going to be guiding you through. So stay tuned, because you are going to find some gold on this video. I'm going to go just have a little walk, head to the gym, go to work for a bit, and then I'll be out later this afternoon and I'll show you, I will take you right through a cold approach session. It'll be a minimum of 5 approaches, possibly more, unless of course we get the hit single where the first girl you approach you go on an instant date, which can happen. But the plan is to do 5 approaches, so I'll see you shortly. Okay, so I'm back out now, post gymnasium, post work, and now I'm going to show you just how to casually and easily roll in to a cold approach session. Okay, it's very easy, it's very simple, and I'm actually in a good state to begin it now, because this is quite a realistic state to begin it, in the sense that I've got no social momentum or anything of that nature. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to begin to build some social momentum, and this is something I would encourage you to do. So the start of your session, your first three your first three encounters are not really approaches. They're not really approaches. They are a warm-up. Okay? They're a warm-up. And so just a very simple tip, and what I'm about to do is, I'll show you now actually. I'll show you now. Excuse me, guys. Are you from here? I'm looking for the spice market.
And you know?
Yes, the spice market, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me know.
Yeah, any tips on where it is?
Tram.
Yes.
And in this direction.
Okay.
No, in this direction.
Okay.
Two step and you arrived.
Okay, thank you. Italiana?
Yes.
Yeah, nice. I like your style. Take it easy. Okay, so that's a warm-up, basically. I don't know if you saw the girl. I don't know if they were lesbians. One of them was quite big and butch. The other was quite sexy. She didn't say anything. So there we go. That's the first encounter. And all I'm doing here, just asking for some simple directions. Where is the spice market? Okay? But the purpose of this is not to be closing. The purpose of this is to begin to actually get some social momentum up a little bit. So let's see if we can do a couple more where I just ask for directions. There's quite a lot of people around here, so I think it could be quite straightforward. Hadge here. Let's keep it rolling. I'll just keep it rolling in one set. If this turns out to go on for too long, I can always edit it out. Yeah, there's a couple more over there. So I'm gonna log off to do this one, but I'll report back in straight away. Okay, so that one, obviously I can't do everything at once. That was a French girl with her mum. I think the boyfriend came halfway through, but another simple one, just asking for directions. So that's two, and I'm basically starting to feel warmer. So this is a simple intro that anybody can do. Where should we go? Let's go in this direction. It's a little bit random, but let's go down, maybe down towards the park. That probably will be good to finish off the warm-up, and then we've already got three done, pretty much out of the gate. And they're not approaches, they're just the warm-up. Okay, so I'll head down to the park and I'll log back in there. Okay, so stop number 3 been done. 2, they looked a bit local, but I don't think they were actually. Yeah, just getting direction. So there we go. The warm-up has now been done. I've only been out for about 10 minutes. It's kind of the logistics are a little bit strange. There are quite a few people in the streets, but the pavements are narrow, there's lots of cars around. Everyone's kind of going somewhere. It's not exactly like a normal city centre, but we can still get the warm-up going. So that's 3 done. I'm gonna go get some food, and then we'll go into phase 2. We'll go into phase 2 of the session, right? And I'll just quickly explain while I'm on what's gonna happen in phase 2. In phase 2, we're gonna continue on this gentle gradient upwards. Phase 2, what I will be doing is opening with a compliment and then ask directions. Okay, and that's gonna take me, I'll probably do a couple of approaches like that. And again, it's possibly excessive for me at this stage, but really what I'm wanting to do is just to show you how to ease yourself really, really gently into a session. Okay, so that's gonna be the next phase now, is open compliment and then ask for directions, okay? But I do need to get some food. Okay, so here we are outside the spice market. Warm-up is now done. Warm-up is now done. The trick really is not to be too fussy with this, in the sense of, you know, certainly don't be a perfectionist. Basically, you know, the whole thing is chaos, essentially. What we're doing with a little bit of a warm-up, especially if you're new, just giving you a little bit of structure so that you're just not just completely overwhelmed with your surroundings and what's going on. So I'll just talk you through those last two. I went to the spice market. It was so busy, I couldn't see anyone, and I thought, well, let me just ask this couple who are sat here, excuse me, is this the spice market? So again, it's still getting me used to engaging with a new person, apropos of nothing. So it's warm-up number 4. And actually just before I came down this tunnel, I actually got very lucky. An absolute beauty just walked almost straight towards me, so I stopped her and just paid her a compliment. And it didn't even occur to me to ask, you know, and that was more like getting towards a real approach. It didn't even occur to me to ask for directions. So that's the warm-up phase now done. Warm-up is now done. Let's go a little bit more free form. If I was taking someone through a session now I would be saying, now you want to be opening and you actually want to be getting into longer conversations. Opening and getting into longer conversations. As I'm quite seasoned now, I might be going in just closing, to be honest now. That warm-up of 5 wasn't even really necessary. I could have got going after that first little warm-up I did at the beginning. So now is actually really where the fun starts. Now's where the fun starts. So what is going on around here? I don't even know what's going on around here. But yeah, let's have some fun basically. Okay, so this is an interesting scenario. I'm trying to get up to Taksim, which is actually quite a difficult mission because you've got to walk like an hour basically up a hill. And I've just been given a recommendation on a metro route. So I'm with a group of Tunisian tourists. See if I can find my way with them. See if we can get up to the Taksim metro stop. Okay, so there we go, close number 1. I don't even... That's a difficult one to describe. That was a big city Wild West close. Essentially got into a conversation with some girls on the bridge and they said, we're trying to get to Taksim, and I said, me too. So we came together and then I closed one of the girls. A very nice Tunisian girl actually, very nice. Her mum was there. They were all gossiping in the background. So that was really cool. That was really an enjoyable experience. So now here I am in Taksim. Now we can start up the session a little bit more. I may need to reset my mind a little bit after that because there was kind of chaos going through the metro and everything. And obviously I'm like literally like with a group of 5 women as well. It was very interesting. So I'm going to take a quick breather. I'm going to reset myself and then we're going to come in and keep things rolling. I think the good thing about tonight, it's New Year's Eve. So on occasions like this, things are a bit more fluid and interesting. So I'll reset and then we'll get going again. I think that's like, is that approach number 5? Got a close there on number 5 in front of the mother. So there we go. Happy New Year. Okay, so I'll just take a quick video just so you can see kind of what I'm in here. You can see them on that side as well. This is actually the most armed police I've ever seen anywhere. I've literally passed at least 500. I'd say probably close to 1,000. This is absolutely insane. And then there's also plainclothes as well. It's almost like this country is at war. The streets are also extremely packed as well. So in terms of, it's taken me a little moment just to settle here, I have to be honest, coming off that metro, which was already quite crazy. So what I decided to do, let me just take a stroll down this street. It's quite an unusual scenario I'm in right now. Let's get acclimatized to the surroundings before, you know, we start doing a crazy approach session. And actually, I honestly almost feel like I'm gonna have to start again. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to Galata Tower here, and I'm effectively gonna start a second session. So these things are chaos, okay? These things are chaos. We're trying to project some order onto it, project some comfort into it, but essentially there's an enormous amount of chaos in all of this. Look at this, boys. My goodness me. Look at this. This is like on every single side street, dude. So interesting. So I'm going to walk a little bit further, and it's effectively what I have to do now. Although I was hoping this is going to be a fairly conventional session, I do have to throw the rule book out the window now. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll effectively start again. I'll effectively be starting again once I get over to Galata, and I know already what I'm going to do. I'm just going to start throwing out compliments. That's what I'm going to do, and get myself rolling again, because the crowds plus all the fucking military and shit, it definitely was it's been yeah, just a lot to process coming off the metro there. I thought, okay, let's just get comfortable. Let's just get comfortable. What a place, man. Never a dull moment here in Istanbul. So we're gonna go get ourselves comfortable just at the end of the road here, down by Galata Tower. See if we can. It's what's going on? Fuck me, dude. And yeah, once I've got a little bit of my bearings, then we can start again, as I say. Okay, so I just got to the edge of Taksim now. Here we are. Oh my God, Jesus Christ! Don't make a wrong move. We just got to the edge of Taksim now. And I'm gonna walk back down. And as I said, I'm just going to throw out some compliments, because effectively it's a new session again. We're starting a new session again. So that's what we're going to do here. And then just walk all the way along this strip again. Just go to the tea shop at the end of the strip. That's going to be my route. I feel I've somewhat got my bearings. This is a crazy... if you could actually be here, you'd see how crazy this scene is, dude. It's fucking nuts. So yeah, I'll get my... Okay, so I've just ducked into a Turkish tea place for a little bit of a reset there. Yeah, you can see, even in here, it's still full of cops. So yes, they didn't want me filming down there, which is fine. It's a pretty crazy scenario tonight. So the session is now off. The session is now off. The streets really. I'll describe it in more detail later in the video. But it's not amenable tonight. It's not amenable. So just a quick review of what we've done today. So this morning I showed you, later this afternoon I showed you how to start a session if you're an absolute raw beginner, you've never spoken to anyone in public before, or you've never done a stop before. First 3, just stop and ask directions. Okay, make sure it's a woman, and hopefully an attractive one, because that gets you in front of beauty, and just gets your brain processing it's okay to stop a beautiful woman and say something to her. After that, then we went into compliment and directions. And then actually very quickly, as soon as I actually started that session, that's when I met those Tunisian girls. And that's it, we just had this tram adventure, and then I closed them. That's one of those city adventure things. And there is even a learning point there with that. And the learning point is this: when you have an option in a city, oh, we're going to do this right now, go do it. Don't say, oh, I'll see you later. No, go do it right now. Don't, oh, we'll meet after, I'm going to go for a foot massage and then I'll meet you guys. No, go on the adventure straight away. Trust me on that one. It's just how it works. And if you don't do it, you miss it. You'll miss it. So that was cool. That was a really cool close. I could potentially meet them shortly. We'll see. But basically, I'm just gonna, it's about 8 PM now, so I'm just gonna enjoy maybe a couple more hours up around here, just the sights and sounds. And I don't know what I'm gonna do for New Year's. I may just return back to a more tranquil kind of location. It's a little bit nuts around here. So hopefully that's been useful. It's certainly an unusual scenario today. But as a rank beginner, this is what you do. Okay? As you do become more advanced, you actually don't need warm-ups. You don't need them. Having said that, the last thing I'll say is, if I'm struggling, I won't do a warm-up that basic as asking for directions, but if I'm struggling, I might do a compliment, hit and run, or I might do a compliment plus directions early on, just one or two, usually just one, to be honest. So what you want to do to get yourself started is just do something that you know you can do. Right? You know, however much of a beginner you are, you can stop someone and ask for directions. You could say to a guy with his dog, nice dog, mate. You could do little things like this that just get you into a session. Right? It's certainly an approach, and I like the graded aspect of it. It does make things easier. There are other ways you can do things. You can go a bit more kamikaze straight away, but you know, let's begin at the beginning. Let's just stop a stranger and talk to them for 20 seconds to begin with, and let's move from there. So yeah, 5, 6. Only really one actual approach, to be honest. Maybe 1 or 2 actual approaches today, and it ended up with a close. So let's see what happens. The night is still young, but in terms of an actual session, as you might have seen in the previous video, it doesn't quite capture the full atmosphere out there this evening. But it's not an approach atmosphere. So I'm just going to enjoy myself and just essentially take the pressure off. We don't need to do it in front of like 700 guys with MP5s. And the thing is, like, they're actually looking at you as well. So we'll leave it there for this evening.